Hi y'all, and welcome to Wholicious. So we all deserve a life full of vitality and happiness. I intend to teach you how to live a healthy and holistic lifestyle and still have it be fun and easy. Today, I'm gonna give you some really juicy insights on how to detox and cleanse mindfully. I'm excited to share my favorite detox cleansing dishes with you. And I'm also thrilled as I'm going to talk with breathwork expert and friend, Sandy Abrams, on how we can use our breath to cleanse and detox the body. Breathwork is one of the most powerful tools I've experienced in terms of calming and detoxing our mind-body system. Our breath is our major life force and something we have with us for free at any time. Sandy and I will talk about that, and she'll also do some breath work with us later on. You can make a big life-changing move by using gentle detoxing and cleansing methods. There are a lot of misconceptions in this area that can be very confusing. You can do a detox and cleanse when you're feeling run down, fighting an immune challenge, or after a big trip where maybe you've eaten some foods that your body's not used to. However, many have abused fasting, detoxing, and cleansing as a way to diet, which is not mindful. And I'm speaking from experience, okay? I'm Amber Cottle, AKA Chef Amber, and I've been a professional chef for over 25 years, a holistic lifestyle advocate, author of the cookbook, Sexy Nourishing Food to Fuel Your Mind, Body, and Soul, and your host of the show, Wholicious. I have helped and coached thousands of people over the past 10 years to balance their lives through healthy, delicious food, and I know about all the misconceptions buzzing around when it comes to cleansing and dieting. All right, so what do I really mean by cleansing and detoxing mindfully? First, we want to set an intention before cleansing. So a really great one would be, I intend to let my body let go of any inflammation and pain. Find your powerful intention. If you go into a cleanse without a mindful intention and use it for a quick fix, it will backfire on you. And believe me, I'm speaking from experience because I did it for 30 years. By setting an intention before you start will help connect you to your big why, which will help you stay grounded. That's really when a shift begins. What you put into your body matters right now, and you will hear me say that 1,000 times. This can be food, your thoughts, your emotions, and all impulses and impressions during the day. So when we cleanse, we'll use it more of a reset, and we always intend to heal and strengthen the body and gain mental clarity when we're cleansing. Gentle detoxing starts in our brain and in the mind. When you constantly worry about your situation, your job, the economy, your health, your family's health, the list can go on and on. You get it, right? All of your anxiety and worry and the daily stressors can really negatively affect how your body functions, especially the liver, which is our detoxifying organ and the central organ of metabolism. One healthy option I want to give you for cleansing is pick one day a week to eat plant-based. Maybe it's a Friday. Maybe every Friday you eat plant-based. It's a really great way to start. For myself, I usually do a whole week, a couple times a year, focusing on a plant-based diet with raw and cooked foods to really give my body and my organs a break from all the digesting. I am not a big fan or promoter of fasting or juice cleanses anymore because it can really trigger disordered eating. And honestly, I really think we need more fat in our diet so our body can absorb the nutrients. Today's menu is a great intro to cleansing and will give your body a break from digesting so much food. We're gonna make a detox smoothie. Then we're gonna make a raw carrot and beet salad with avocado, cilantro, and pumpkin seeds. And then we'll make a creamy sweet potato cauliflower soup topped with Brazil nuts. All right, let's get cleansing. Okay, let's go over our detox menu for today. Like I said before, this is a great menu if you want to do a 1-day, 3-day, or 5-day reset. All right, first I'm going to start on our detox smoothie. Then I'll move on to our coconut, cauliflower, sweet potato soup, and then we'll finish off with our raw carrot beet salad, okay? Let's go. This smoothie is a favorite. I know I say that about everything, but this smoothie I've been drinking for years. It feels so good. And I mentioned earlier that I don't do juice cleanses anymore. One, I feel like we need more fat when we're cleansing to be able to absorb the vitamins and the minerals. But two, as a person that struggled with eating disordered and disordered eating, that juicing was a way for me basically to starve myself. So when I'm cleansing and detoxing, I really like to have a little bit more fiber and fat and protein. So this is a great liquid meal to start the day. And the base of this is I'm actually going to use a little bit of water, and we're gonna make our own almond milk. If you caught episode 2, then you saw that I've already showed this hack, and it's my favorite. So instead of using coconut milk or store-bought almond milk or making almond milk, right, from soaking almonds and straining and all the things, we're gonna add water and a couple tablespoons of nut butter. This is gonna give this smoothie nice protein and fat. And I always say when I'm cooking, there's many options for substitution. So you can do tahini here, cashew butter, pecan butter. So this is gonna be our quick almond milk, okay? All right, so we've got our almond milk, right? I'm gonna add some celery. Celery, high in fiber, so many benefits of celery. The celery phase, I don't think it will ever end. It feels so good. So I'm gonna add celery. It's also a great way to get in celery if you don't like the flavor, because it's gonna be hidden under the banana and the blueberries. I'm gonna add some wild blueberries. So in this smoothie, there's a ton of ingredients that help with antioxidants and removing heavy metals from the body. One, we've got wild organic blueberries. Next, we've got dulse, which is a seaweed. Now, again, dulse is a hard sell. It's got a little bit of a seaweed flavor, I'm not gonna lie, but underneath the banana and the blueberries, you can't even taste it. So I'm gonna do like a big teaspoon here. And this is so high in iodine. I actually started doing dulse when I was healing my thyroid. It's something that you'll have to talk to your natural doctor about, but it really helped me because I had very, very low iodine levels, and it really helped me heal my metabolism and my hormones, okay? Then I've got spirulina. Love some spirulina, loaded in B vitamins, and also spirulina really helps actually protect from radiation and also helps from pulling heavy metals from the body. So far you've got the blueberries, the dulse, and the spirulina. Then to add some more plant protein and some omegas, I'm gonna add a couple tablespoons here of chia seeds. Also, it will make this nice and thick. I love some chia seeds, okay? And our banana, I'm gonna do like a big half of a banana here. Add that potassium. And for the protein powder today, I'm gonna use New Zest protein powder. Now, the reason that I like this protein is because there's only 3 ingredients. It's sustainably sourced, it's clean, it's made from peas, it doesn't bloat me out, give me gas. You know, you've gotta be really careful these days with protein powders, because if you turn around and you look at the ingredients, there could be 10, 15, 20 ingredients, half of them we can't pronounce. It's not necessary. So be really careful with your protein powders. There can be a lot of sneaky ingredients that we don't need in our bodies, okay? And also there can be a lot of added sneaky sugars, which I never really understood that either. So this is pure protein. We're gonna get about 20-ish grams of protein, even more on top of the almond butter and the chia seeds, okay? So what else are we forgetting? This is it, let's blend away. Okay, I'm gonna give this a quick blend. Okay, perfect. Okay, love it. I mean, seriously, all this really tastes like is banana and blueberries, and then you've got all this amazing stuff underneath. I've had a lot of parents feed this to their kids. They can actually sneak in the healthy ingredients underneath. It's all about getting sneaky with nutrition, y'all, okay? All right. Now, like I said, I love breaking my intermittent fasting with this in the morning. I drink my lemon water, maybe I'll have my turmeric latte, or I'll go straight to this. Starting the day off with liquid and ending the day with liquid with our soup really gives our body a chance to really take a break from all the digestion of all the solid foods that we eat. So this is something that I'm gonna be drinking with Sandy a little later, and she's gonna love it. Delicious. All right, so next we're gonna jump right into our raw carrot and beet salad and our sweet potato cauliflower soup. Okay, are you ready to make soup? I am. I love soup and I literally eat it all year round, not just in the winter. Okay, let's get in here. So this is a sweet potato cauliflower soup with coconut milk. And right now I'm gonna do a little quick peel and a dice for our sweet potato. Best thing about the way I make soups, y'all, is you can chop up all your vegetables really roughly, throw them in, boil them, and blend it. That's it. Okay, we're not gonna saute. And also, our cuts don't have to be perfect, right? Because we're gonna blend the crap out of this. All right, so now you can also use any sort of sweet potato or yam, but I like to use a white one for this specifically with the coconut milk and the cauliflower because it reminds me of a creamy potato soup. And I'm not anti-potato, but when I'm cleansing, I don't eat potato when I cleanse, okay? So I do a little bit less starchy, lower glycemic, and this is also a great paleo soup, okay? So for those of you that are unfamiliar with paleo, no grain, no dairy, no gluten, but also they don't do beans or potato, okay? All right, so I'm gonna give this a quick little dice here, rough dice, chop, I guess, more so. And I love a blended soup while I'm cleansing. And in fact, I've done soup cleanses instead of a juice cleanse, meaning I'll drink like 3 or 4 soups during the day along with my bone broth because an all liquid day really gives your body a chance to take a break from digesting all the solid food all the time. So soups are a great way to get a liquid meal in without it always having to be a smoothie. And it adds a little extra fat and plant protein and fiber, and it's warm. Okay, so here we go. So I'm gonna do sweet potato. We're gonna add this to our pot here. All right, oh, well, not with that beet, okay. All right, that is for our carrot and beet salad. All right. Okay, I have about 1 small onion here. Put the onion in. And then I've got 1 small head of cauliflower, about 5-6 cups. I'm gonna add the cauliflower in. And then I'm gonna add some full fat coconut milk and a little bit of water. I love the coconut milk. It makes it super creamy. You can definitely sub any liquid of choice if you wanna do almond milk or if there's another seed or nut milk of your choice. Okay, I'm gonna turn this on and we're gonna crank this baby to about medium. I'm gonna add a couple teaspoons of salt. Okay, a little bit of black pepper and my 3 garlic cloves. And I don't need to chop them because we're gonna blend it. So I'm gonna add the garlic cloves in. So I'm gonna give this a little stir. We're all set in here. I'm actually gonna add a little thyme sprig, save a little bit for garnish. Okay, here we are. And we're gonna let that cook for about 35-40 minutes, okay? I'm gonna cover it. And, all right, we're gonna let that go. Okay, let's get into our raw carrot and beet salad. This salad is the ultimate detox salad. It's loaded with vitamins and minerals that really helps detox the liver. And what I really love about this salad too is it's so high in fiber and it's really great to help with elimination. And we haven't really spoken a lot about elimination. It's actually one of my favorite topics, but we're talking about detox and cleansing. And so it's really important to eat enough fiber while we're detoxing and cleansing and have really great elimination, okay? So we are going to shred the carrots and the beets, and we're gonna keep this raw. This is actually a staple in my house. I don't actually just eat this when I'm detoxing. You know, we really have to take care of our liver on the daily because our liver gets taxed by outside stressors and daily life and our diets and everything. So it's really great to really have foods that can help detox the liver, and beets are one of them. All right, so, and a raw carrot salad, like I said, it will help with constipation and help with regularity. Okay, so I already have some beets and carrots, but you know, you can just peel your beet and then do a nice little grate here. Okay, and I'm making a mess. It is messy. And I'm gonna grate a little bit of carrot also. Okay, so luckily I was prepared for y'all, and I already grated a bunch of beets and carrots. So we can just put this right in here and add that. Let me just clean, really amazing. Okay, so we've got carrots and beets right here. For our acid, I've got a little bit of lemon juice here, and I'm actually gonna add a little bit more lemon because I'm just feeling it. So we're gonna add a little bit of lemon. And then I'm gonna add some sea salt, about a teaspoon, a pinch of black pepper. I'm gonna do a nice drizzle of extra virgin olive oil, and really nice to find a really nice organic extra virgin olive oil here. Okay, we'll add a lot of spiciness and nuttiness. And then I have a nice big handful of Italian parsley. So what I'll do is I'm just gonna do a rough chop here. Don't need to go crazy. And I use the stems. So the stems are loaded with vitamins. They actually also help pull heavy metals from the body. So, and really great for the liver. So I'm gonna add the parsley. And I like to add pumpkin seeds in and on top for texture. So I'm gonna add a little bit of pumpkin seeds there. And then we're gonna add this avocado. So this is gonna be, I think we're gonna do the whole avocado here. So we're just gonna put this in big chunks because I'm gonna mix this up actually with my hands. Okay. And so this avocado does not have to be perfect because we're gonna mash it up. Actually, the avocado is gonna be kind of part of the creaminess of the dressing along with the lemon and the olive oil. Okay, so there's that. Okay, perfect. So I'm gonna get in here with my hands. I love to use my hands in the kitchen. Don't be scared using your hands in the kitchen. Really get in there. Can get a little bit of a little messy. It's your salad. Okay, this is gonna be creamy, and it's a little sweet from the carrots and the beets, the acid from the lemon. Okay, perfect. And I don't like to mash up the avocado all the way. I like to leave a couple pieces kind of big like that. I'm gonna put this to the side, okay? And I'm gonna wash my hands. Okay, let's check out our soup. Okay, it looks perfect. There we go. Okay, it's cooked down nicely. All right, now I'm gonna finish that with a little bit of orange juice from the juice of one orange, and then a little bit more lemon. Okay, so we'll add a little bit of lemon. And now I'm gonna blend this, okay? This is the last step here, is to blend it. Make this nice and creamy, and then we'll plate our soup and our salad. All right, so I've got a ladle here, and I love this soup too because soups freeze really easily. So I'll make a big batch. You can freeze these in, you know, plastic cups in the refrigerator, or make a half batch. This is kind of a big batch, but I love a soup. Okay, let's see. Okay. Amazing. And it looks like cream of potato. And it actually tastes a little bit like cream of potato. Okay, so let's finish these babies. Okay. All right, so for the soup, oh yeah. Okay, for the soup, I like to finish it with some fresh thyme leaves. Okay. And then Brazil nuts. Love some Brazil nuts. High in selenium, 4 Brazil nuts a day gives us enough selenium in our diet. It really supports cardiovascular health, supports immune system, great for thyroid health, and it supports the production of glutathione, which is our body's antioxidant. Okay, so I'm gonna put a little bit of raw Brazil nuts on top. It's gonna add a nice little crunch, give us some extra fat and some extra protein. And then of course, I can't do anything without sumac. Give it a nice lemony flavor at the end, a little bit of zing. And I'm gonna do 1 nice drizzle of extra virgin olive oil, okay? Look at this soup, okay? So gorgeous with the crunchiness from the Brazil nuts, this thyme leaves. It really, really, really is going to taste like a cream of potato soup, okay? All right, and let's finish our salad. Okay. So we're gonna do a nice big scoop of our salad here, just like this. And how gorgeous is the salad? Come on. Okay, and then I'm going to top it with some of our sprouted raw pumpkin seeds. And pumpkin seeds, high in magnesium, really actually supports heart health and is claimed to help with weight loss. So really great when detoxing and cleansing. I mean, this meal right here, y'all, this is a cleansing meal that's gonna make you feel so good, but you're not gonna feel deprived. You're not gonna feel starving. For me, it doesn't trigger any of my disordered eating. So if you wanna use this meal today, we made our smoothie, we have our salad and our soup. I would start with my smoothie in the morning, eat my salad for lunch, and finish with my soup at dinner. You could do that for 1 day as a reset. You could do that, in fact, every Friday if you wanna do a plant-based day. Or you could say, you know what, I wanna cleanse for 3 days, 5 days, 7 days. You could eat this meal for the whole week if you want, okay? You're getting enough vitamins, fiber, protein. You're gonna feel so good. You're gonna give your body a chance to really relax and detox and digest the food. And sometimes I'll drink the smoothie for breakfast, and I'll drink the smoothie for dinner, and have an early dinner, and then have a nice window of intermittent fasting, and then maybe have the salad and soup for lunch. So you can kind of play around with this. I can't wait to share this with Sandy. I know she's gonna love it. All right, y'all, I'm so excited to introduce you to my friend, also entrepreneur and author of the book, Breathe to Succeed, Sandy Abrams. Sandy, thank you so much for being here.
Thank you for having me.
Welcome. You've always inspired me and always remind me to breathe and how important breath is, and breath is our life force, so thank you.
Thank you, and likewise, you always inspire me to eat well.
Awesome. Awesome. And so today's episode is all about cleansing and detoxing the body, and really having a reset and feeling good in our bodies. And so I thought it was perfect to have you come on today and talk about how we can cleanse and detox the mind with breath. But before we get started, I made us some detox smoothies so we can stay fueled during our conversation. And so we've got blueberries and dulce and almond butter, banana, we've got chia seeds, celery, and of course some spirulina. So this is a really great reset smoothie, detox smoothie. It feels so good. So cheers.
Cheers. Thank you.
A little sip. Feels so good. So good.
So delicious. Nourishing.
Nourishing. All right, well, let's start by, tell me what inspired you to get into breath work. Like, why did you become so passionate to start spreading the word about breath and writing Breathe to Succeed?
I've been practicing yoga and breath work since 1989. And normally I'm sort of a fast-paced type A entrepreneur. And breath really changed my life back in 1989 when I first started with yoga. I used to be known as the girl who would leave yoga class right before Shavasana, because who's got time to sit still, right? But then I learned that lying still at the end of class is what yoga is all about. And for the first time in my entire life, when I actually stayed for Shavasana and I took 3 deep breaths, I actually felt that grounded, centered stillness and the quiet that made me so curious about, well, if I can do that here on my yoga mat, I want to take it off the mat and use it in my life. And so I've been using it in my life ever since. And the reason why I was inspired to share it was because I started seeing such burnout with my entrepreneurial friends, but also in the business sector and with parents and in really everything, every sector, because technology had revolutionized the way that we work and we live and we're connected to our devices. It's just the way that we live.
It's the way that we live. It's the truth.
It's the truth, but there
Yeah.
are consequences to that. And
Yeah.
so breath is the antidote, and it's like nourishment for the mind. It's hydration for the mind, and it really helps us feel more in control of our emotions and our mindset and our energy, which is a big part of holistic wellness, right?
It is. When I finally learned to breathe, it was a game changer. And I was giggling the whole time because we're so much alike. We're fast moving entrepreneurs. We're always on the go, right? And so when I would be in Shavasana, I was like, who the heck has time? Like, I got stuff to do, y'all, right? And I was like going over my grocery list and I wasn't even taking the breaths. And when I finally started to learn to breathe, it was a game changer for me to be like, wow, I'm now becoming present with myself and my body. This is actually helping my stress, my anxiety. And I became addicted about 10 years ago when I finally learned to breathe. And breath is our life force, and it's free, and it's such a gift, and it has such an overall impact on our health. So I kind of want to touch on breath and health because, yeah.
Yeah, I love the way that you explained that. Breath is life, and I look at it as this human superpower that we all have. And that's the beauty of it, is that breath equalizes well-being, because every single person around the globe has access to this medicine, to this nourishment that we all have. And the great thing is that we have the power to override our nervous system. So a lot of people think about breath that it's only for calming our nervous system, which is terrific. And I would say most people use it for that. But you can also balance your nervous system with breath, and you can also boost your nervous system with different breath tools. So just like I like to say that a calorie isn't just a calorie, and a breath isn't just a breath.
It's just not. I love that you said that, because one of the episodes of Wholicious, I'll demonstrate breath of fire. And so for me, that's one of my breaths I always go to, whether it be in my car, not when I'm driving, or I'll step into the bathroom at work when I'm so tired. And even here filming Wholicious, I'd get really tired and I start on that breath. So I love how you mentioned, a lot of people think breath is like to calm you down all the time, which, like you said, is fantastic, but not each breath is created the same, because there's energizing breath too. So definitely the crew of Wholicious has heard me do my loud goddess breath, which really just I do it before I go on stage and just take a breath. It helps me really feel embodied, calm down, get centered. So breath is everything, and breath is so important right now, these last year, as we're dealing with COVID and really wanting to build our immune system. So do you want to touch on that point a little bit?
Yeah, breath has been just a saving grace for so many people during COVID. First of all, it made us, I'd say one of the silver linings of COVID was that we've become more self-aware of our breath. We've become more protective of our respiratory system because we fear losing that. But at the same time, then we want to nourish it, we want to exercise it, and we want to get the optimal gas exchange, the oxygen, the carbon dioxide, when everything is like a well-oiled machine, just like your gut, when the respiratory system is also working optimally, we feel our best.
Yeah.
And that's what's really important for health. And mindfulness paired with breath makes it exponentially as powerful, because like you said, your goddess breath, I love that, because you embody that feeling. Then the minute you do that breath, you create your best mindset and energy for what you need in that moment.
Yes.
And that's what I hope people begin to understand and experiment with, because there's a breath for everyone and everything, and every different mindset and mood and perspective that you need, there's a way to breathe to help you embody that and create that within yourself.
I love that. It's so important. And what I want to know is, what are a couple breaths that we can go over? What are some takeaways that you can give to the Wholicious community, some practical breath tools that they can incorporate into their daily lives for holistic living?
Okay, good.
Because I know you've got a bunch of breaths. So what are maybe like 3 breaths that you want to share with the Wholicious community?
Awesome.
Yeah.
The first one is to get out of like autopilot chest breathing, the shallow, rapid, quick breath that that we mostly live in. The problem with that is it actually leaves us in a low-grade state of chronic stress.
Okay.
And talk about inflammation and everything. That's what happens when all we're doing is breathing rapidly and shallowly. So the first tool is a balancing breath, also known as coherent breath, which you know. You make the inhales and the exhales to a count of 5 or 6.
5 or 6. So inhale, and are we inhaling through our
the
nose? Through the nose.
The reason we inhale through the nose is because it heats and it filters and it treats the air that's coming into our lungs. Versus if your mouth is open and you're taking it in, you're not filtering that air at all.
Okay.
It's going directly into the lungs. So bacteria, germs, everything is invited in.
So
inhale through the nose to a count of 5 or 6. And then exhaling through the nose or mouth to 5 or 6. Most of the time when you're breathing normally throughout the day, you want to breathe inhaling and exhaling through the nose. But when I just do those little mini breath practices, I feel more of a sense of release when I exhale through my mouth.
Yeah,
and
me
that's
too.
Totally fine.
Yeah.
So, so that would be the coherent breathing is one to try to do as often as possible.
Okay, as often as possible throughout the day. It doesn't mean you have to be stressed or anything. It's more to like, it's just the breath to go to really.
Exactly. And it doesn't even have to be like hard, like light as a feather.
Oh, it can be light as a feather. I'm glad, because I want to be over here like,
yes, no,
right, like getting in there. So it doesn't have to be like that. It can just be
light as a feather is really healthy. And because otherwise,
less is more.
Get dizzy. Less is more.
Less
Yeah,
is more.
but it's a very common thing too, because people feel like if they breathe in really hard like that, and it's just that's a common reflex or common way to do it, but. Like that, really. And then if you picture like a feather under your nose on the exhale, you don't want to move that feather. And it's just like
I love that. And nobody even needs to know you're doing it.
Nobody needs to know.
Okay, this is brilliant. I love that.
That should be the default mode, not this anymore. Yeah, not that.
Yeah, it's just like...
Just... You get used to starting it at the belly with your diaphragm, because if you're not using your diaphragm's known as your second heart.
Yeah.
And when you don't use that and you're just starting breathing like that, you're doing your system harm. You're doing your system no favors. So if you start the breath down with your diaphragm and you bring the belly out laterally, light as a feather, in for 5 or 6, out, light as a feather, 5 to 6. That should be your default breath during the day.
Perfect.
And if that seems odd at first, just try it. Try to integrate it every time you refill your water bottle or walk into your car or in an elevator or whatever. Attach it to something that you're already doing. Make that sort of the new routine of like, oh, I'm also going to think about how I'm breathing.
Okay, I love that breath. Okay, so that's breath 1. I love it.
Breath number 1, coherent breathing, balanced. 5, 5, or 6, 6.
Okay.
The next one I would love to share is alternate nostril breathing, which is also another balancing breath. But what you do is you gently close one nostril. We'll close the right nostril. We'll inhale through the left side to that same count, 5 or 6. And then once you take that inhale, you close the left side, you exhale on the right.
Okay.
And then you inhale on the same side that you exhaled. So, inhaling right, close right, exhale left. Inhale left, close left, exhale right. And what's happening is when you inhale through your right nostril, you're connecting to the left side of your brain, which is your analytical, logical side. When you're inhaling through the left nostril, you connect to the right side, the more creative side. Also, the left nostril is the calming nostril. So if you really want to calm down, you can also close your right nostril and do both inhale and exhale through the left side.
I love this. Okay.
Yeah. And then if you want a little boost, like in the morning, close your left nostril, inhale and exhale both on the right side.
Great. This is a great tip.
So
Okay.
that's both balancing, but it could also just be calming or boosting.
Calming or boosting. Okay,
Yeah.
so if I'm feeling stressed or anxious, then I can get in there with this alternate nostril technique.
Yeah.
Okay.
And we actually, our nostrils alternate on their own throughout the day. But this is a way to take charge so that if you can test it during the day, you can like place your finger under your nose and exhale. And I can see right now my left nostril is dominant.
Oh,
so
mine
I'm
too.
more
Okay.
calm right now.
Interesting.
So if we wanted to get a boost, which says
Okay.
a lot, because
Yeah.
you make me calm. But so if we wanted a little boost, we would close our left nostril and breathe in and out on the right side.
I love this.
for a
Okay, this is a great takeaway. Okay, so those were 2 breaths.
Simple.
Okay, it's so simple too.
So simple.
And it's free.
I know, and
it's so easy.
free.
We all have access to it, right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
My favorite one for boosting is what you already talk about is breath of fire.
Okay.
I do like a round of 15 of them.
Okay.
3 times in
Okay.
a row, but I rest in between.
Okay.
And I call it espresso in the form of breath work.
Same. It's my morning coffee. If I'm feeling exhausted, I always do a little breath of fire. And I mean, when I was demoing it, you know, I'll say, hey, you guys can do this in the car when it's parked. You can do it in the bathroom at work.
Yeah.
I mean, sometimes I'll be so tired at work or I need a little bit of an energy boost and I'm not drinking coffee. So I go in the bathroom and I start to breathe. So yeah.
Exactly. And the one thing I would add to breath of fire sometimes in between rounds is posture. So you can do like power pose.
Okay.
So that really boosts your energy. We're used to texting and hunching in
are.
our laptop.
Okay.
If you, in between rounds of breath of fire, you want to do the power pose.
Okay.
It's so empowering and does give you a boost of energy.
Should we do 1 round of 15?
Yeah.
Okay, let's do 1 round of 15. Okay.
Okay, so
Okay.
close eyes.
Yep.
Both feet on the floor
Okay.
for more grounding.
Okay.
Palms face down on your thighs. And we focus on a rapid exhale, and the inhale just happens automatically, you know.
Yeah.
So it looks like this. Let's
Okay.
do it together.
All right.
Ready? And then breathe normally. Maybe power pose it.
Power pose it. Yes.
And you can also, on the inhale and on the exhale, give yourself a hug.
Give yourself a hug. I love this.
And then you can do
Okay.
it again or
Beautiful.
again. But it's just like,
Already I have energy.
Totally.
I mean,
It's
it's
such a-
amazing. I love how you call it your morning espresso because I always call it my morning coffee. I'm like, there's so many ways to wake yourself in the morning, and I will share in other episodes, dry brushing, slapping, and breath of fire. I mean,
Yeah.
there's so many ways to do it besides going to that sugar or the coffee. Like we have access to our breath. So yeah, so brilliant. So I love these 3 breaths. We have the rapid breath of fire, the espresso morning coffee. We have the alternate nostril breathing, which you can use for energizing or calming. And then we have the coherent breath for balance.
what about one more?
Okay, let's do one more.
Lion's breath, which you know.
Okay, I love lion's breath. Let's do a lion's breath. Explain what lion's breath is.
Yes.
Yeah, and the benefits.
So lion's breath is just the quickest way to immediately exorcise, to immediately let go of any negative
Yes.
or stagnant energy in your body. It's great because kids can do it, older people can do it. It's never too late to learn lion's breath. And who doesn't need that during the day, just to immediately
Yeah.
get rid of any negative or stagnant energy.
Shake it out.
And
Get
make
it out.
it your own. And I'm glad you
Yeah.
brought that up, because breath is customizable, and just like food, it's individualized.
It is.
People like the keto, the vegan, the
Exactly.
paleo, everything that you know from your restaurants. People are always thinking about exactly what they want in their food, and quality matters. And same with breath, though. You can make it your own. On lion's breath, you can shake out your hands, you can shake out your body. You do whatever makes you feel good. So lion's breath looks like this. You close your eyes, take a long, slow, deep inhale, and exhale.
I know, it's the goofiest thing to do, right, when we started doing it. So basically, lion's breath, your tongue goes out and your eyes go really
bulge out.
go.
And you cannot do it and not laugh.
Yeah, no,
right?
you can't be serious and sad after
You
the
just
lion's
can't.
breath. No.
And And laughter is breath too.
Yeah, so
So
good.
it's just, I do that every single morning when I wake up. I just do 3 lion's breaths, not even necessarily to get rid of any worry or thought or anything, just to like clear.
Thank you for reminding me of that. Yeah,
You're
thank you
welcome.
for reminding me of the lion's breath, because I used to do lion's breath and it's not my rotation. So now
Good.
I'm going to think of you when I get up in the morning with all the other 100 things I do in the morning for my morning
That's
routine.
true.
I will definitely do a lion's breath. Well, I know that we could talk forever and ever and ever. This was so fun. I'm inspired. I actually feel like I learned a lot today. So thank you so
Awesome.
much. And
Thank you for
stepping up.
having me.
Yes, you're welcome. And I want you to tell everyone where they can find you.
Sure, on Instagram and Twitter at Sandy Abrams, and my website is theCEOM.com.
Okay, excellent. And you guys definitely order her book. I love your book, Breathe to
Thank
Succeed. I think
you.
when it came out, I gave it to like 10 people for Christmas
did.
that year. Yeah,
Thank you.
I was like, I love it. So thank you again. I appreciate you. And this was such a joy. I can't wait to connect again.
Me
Thank
too.
you.
Thank you for sharing me with the Wholicious community.
Yes,
I'm
you're
so
welcome.
excited to be part of it.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
Thanks y'all so much for joining us today. Take care of yourself, your mind, your body, and your soul. And if you felt inspired by the breath today and you loved this episode, give it a thumbs up. And if you have any questions or comments, please comment below, because I love staying connected with you guys.